Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for your support and for watching my videos. Today I'd like to share with you how I knitted these little booties. They're stay-on booties and they're size 0 to 3 months. I also have here a pair which I've knitted in extra fine merino baby, these ones, but an extra fine yarn. And with smaller size needles you can have, following the same instructions, you can have a size newborn or size 0 to 3 months if you're using the same size of needles like I did in the video. Well, I hope you're gonna like this tutorial, and I hope you're gonna try and make these booties. Enjoy! For today's project I'm gonna be using this super soft baby yarn. I have here white and this is a combination of colors. They're both Rico Baby Dream, so they're perfectly suitable for baby projects. I'm gonna need a row counter. I'm using today size 3.25 knitting needles, and I am going to be knitting a pair for this one. These are in size 0 to 3 months. And to begin this project we just need to cast on in white color or base color. Cast on 36 stitches by any method you prefer. You can leave a tail as well because we're gonna need it to sew the project at the end. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail, and then I'm going to cast on 36 stitches. I have my 36 stitches on the needles. First I'm going to work a base row, and I'm just going to knit all my stitches. This is not going to count for the actual pattern. It's just what I call a base row to get my tension even and to form a nice beautiful edge here, which I'm going to need at the end to sew my project. So I'm just going to knit all to start with. Completed my base row. Next I'm going to work row 1 of the actual pattern of the booty, and it's a right side row. Slip the first one, and now keep the yarn in front of your needle as if to make a yarn over, and then knit 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just continue to knit 16 stitches. My stitch number 16, I just done it, and again I have to do another yarn forward or yarn over. So I'm just going to bring the yarn in front of my needle like this. I'll hold it there. I'm going to knit my next one, so knit 1, yarn forward again, knit 1, and yarn forward again, knit 1, and continue to knit 16 altogether. So I've done 1. I'll continue, no more yarn overs until the end of the row. I'll continue to knit 16. I have reached the end of the row. I've knitted 16 following my last yarn over, which I have here. And before the last stitch I'll do one more yarn over and then knit my last stitch. Next is row number 2. It's a wrong side row. I will do this one in front of the camera, and then I will only focus on the right side rows. So slip the first one. Next one is one of my yarn over, so I'm just going to work it twisted. I prefer it this way, or through the back of the loop, as long as you don't have a hole in your work. So I'm just gonna knit that one twisted and just knit the rest of them, and every time I have another yarn over, I'm just gonna twist it before working it. This will also help me identify which one is the right side and which one is the wrong side, because being garter stitch sometimes can be a little bit confusing, at least for me it is. So I have 16 stitches here that I need to knit straight, and yeah, this is my number 16, and then I have another yarn over which I'm going to twist and knit like that. Now I have one normal and then another yarn over, knit one more, okay, twisted, and then I'll knit till the end of the row, and this is another yarn over which I'm going to twist before knitting. Completed row number 2 on the wrong side. Next is row number 3. We starting row number 3 with 41 stitches, so following the increases that we made a total of 5 increases, so now we have 41 stitches, and we're going to continue with increases on this row. So this is row number 3, right side of the work. Slip the first one, knit one, again yarn in front of the work or yarn over, knit 16, so I'll knit 16, knitted my 16, I'm gonna do another yarn over, then knit 2, 1 and 2, yarn forward again, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn forward again, knit 16, 1, 2, 3, continue until you knit 16. Knitted my 16, end of the row, I'm gonna do another yarn forward and knit the last 2 stitches and turn around. Next will be row number 4, which is the wrong side row. I'm just gonna knit all the stitches with the only mention that where I have the yarn overs, I'm gonna knit them twisted. Row number 5, right side of the work, slip the first one, knit the next 2, 1, 2, yarn over or yarn in front of the work, knit 16, knitted my 16 stitches, I'm going to do another yarn forward, so another increase, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, another yarn over and knit 4 again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, yarn over or yarn in front of the work, knit 16, 1, 2, done the 16 stitches, another yarn over and knit the last 3. I'm gonna continue with row number 6 on the wrong side, and I'll meet you on row number 7 for more increases. Next, row number 7. I've just completed my wrong side row. Now we are back on the right side of the work. Row number 7, slip the first one, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn in the front of the needle, knit 16, continue 16, Now another yarn over, so I'll keep the yarn in the front, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, yarn over, knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, yarn in front of the work, knit 16, I'm going to continue to knit my 16, what, 15 and 16, another yarn over, and we're gonna finish by knitting the last 4, 1, 2, 3, and the last one is number 4. So you notice here we got this symmetry, so we done our first yarn over at the beginning of the row after completing 4 stitches. We had a yarn over, and now we had a yarn over and we finished with 4 stitches. I'm gonna continue by doing the wrong side row, which is row number 8. I'll meet you for row number 9. Row number 9, the last row with increases. I'm just gonna slip the first stitch, knit my next 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, yarn over or yarn in front of the work, knit 16, knitted 16, now yarn forward again for another increase, knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Next is another increase, so another yarn forward, knit 7 again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and yarn forward again, knit 16. I've done my 16 stitches. I'm gonna yarn over again or yarn forward and knit my last 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I'm going to turn around and complete my wrong side row, just knitting all the stitches. Row number 10 is now complete, and this was the last row of the actual sole of the booty. So this is going to be the shape of it, like this. Once we sew it together, it's gonna look like this. And this was the last row. From now on, I'm going to work on the height of the actual booty. So this was the sole with all the increases that we just finished, and now I'm gonna work for the height of the booty. So for the next 6 rows, so all together until row number 16, including row number 16, I'm just going to work garter stitch. So knit back and forward for the next 6 rows, and it's going to end up with 3 of these of garter stitch. So 6 rows of knitting back and forward, front and wrong side. Completed my 6 stitches of knitting back and forward in garter stitch. One thing I forgot to mention, when we finished with increases, we should end up with 61 stitches on the needles. So I got 61 stitches after all the increases in the first 9 rows. I forgot to mention that. Next is row number 17, and we finished working with the height of the booty over here. Now I'm gonna start working here in short rows, so we'll give the shape of the actual booty. Row number 17, I'm gonna slip 1 and knit 35. So I'm gonna knit 35 of them. So I've slipped one and knitted 35. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a decrease by slipping one, then knit one, and pull the previous one over like this. So I've just decreased one, and now I have 23 stitches left on this side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 23. So 23 stitches on this side. This is the rest of row number 17, which I'm going to continue once I've knitted this part in short rows, which I'm not going to count. So I'm working here now. Next row, short row, slip one, the one that we just decreased, slip one, purl 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. I'm just gonna double check that. So I slipped 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Now I'm gonna purl 2 together, so I'm gonna make a decrease on this end as well. I'm just gonna purl 2 together and turn around my work. After I turn my work, I'm going to start working with my colored yarn, so I can make the little flowers pattern. The white yarn is still attached because I'm gonna need it again, so I'm not gonna cut. I'm gonna start by slipping the first one, so this stitch which is still attached to my white yarn, and then knit 11 using the new color. It's gonna be a little bit loose, but I'm gonna tidy everything up at the end. So knit 11 in the new color. Of course this is optional. If you prefer to do it in one color, you don't have to change. You just continue with the base color. So I've knitted 11 after I slipped 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Next I'm going to do a decrease again by slipping 1. It's starting to form already, so it's easier for me to see which one. Knit the next one and then pull the previous one over. Turn around. Next I'm gonna slip my first stitch, the one that I've just decreased. So I'll slip this first one, and with the yarn, the back of the needle, as if to knit, I am going to introduce my needle through this stitch and then wrap the yarn around 2 times before I pull it through. So 1, I'm going to do 3 stitches like this. 2, I've wrapped my yarn around 2 times, and 3. So I'm going to make some little flowers formed by these 3 stitches. For those of you that would like to practice this pattern, this flower pattern, I don't know if you can see, but they're forming like some tiny flowers here as well. I have a tutorial on my channel only for this pattern, so I'm going to leave it in the description there, just in case you like to practice a little bit before doing this little project. So coming back to my work, I've done 3 of these wrapped around stitches. Next I'm going to knit 1, and again I'm going to do another set. So wrap the yarn around 2 times, 1 and 2, and then again 1 and 2, and knit 1. This is a separation stitch between my flowers or butterflies. Knitted 1, and then I have 3 more stitches to make like this. Wrap your yarn around the needle 2 times, and then again 2 times. This one is very loose because this end, it's attached to it and is not secured just yet. Okay, this was my last one, and now I'm just gonna purl 2 together. So purl 2 together, and turn the work. Next I'm gonna slip the first one, and now I'm going to slip these 3 long stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Bring the yarn through the back of them. I'll bring it forward and move the stitches across like this, and once again I'm just gonna pull it through to secure it a little bit so the little flowers won't come up too loose. Pick up your yarn again and move the stitches across. I pull the yarn for some tension there, don't want them to be very loose, and knit your next stitch. Once again, one more flower. I'm just gonna slip the stitches on my right hand needle, bring the yarn through the back, I'll bring it across in the front, and then do the same again, and move the stitches again, and that's it. Only 2 twists should be enough. Knit 1, and the last flower, we only have 3. Pick up the stitches, bring the yarn forward through the back of the stitches. We're just trying to tie them up. Pick the yarn again, move the stitches again, pick them up, move the yarn for the second time, pull it through for some tension, and then this one I'm just going to slip, then knit the next one, and bring this one over. Like that, I've made a decrease. Turn the work around, slip the first one, knit across the 11 stitches, 1, 2, they're a little bit loose but the pattern will come together, so we knit across all of them, 11, this one, and the last little flower. I'm just gonna knit all of them, and this one, and then the last purl 2 together. So I've slipped 1, knitted 11, and now I'm gonna purl together 2 together, and this is it. Next I'm reverting to my white yarn. I finished with the color for now, that's why I kept my white yarn still attached, because I'm just gonna need it again. And now I'm not gonna cut off the colored yarn because I'm gonna need it for the second row of little flowers. Next I'm gonna slip this first stitch, then knit across the 11 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, they're a little bit loose, but not to worry, that it's normal and they will settle once the work progresses. Okay, I've knitted 11. I'm going to slip this one, knit my next one, So nothing's changed. I'm still working on the short rows. We're doing decreases at both ends. Turn the work around, slip 1, purl 11, going to purl these, stitches. I'm gonna try to speed up. Okay, that was the last one, and now purl 2 together. So continue the decreases. These I'm gonna tie up all at the end, and I'll improve this area. If you're working same as me, you're probably gonna need to do the same. Next short row, slip 1, knit 11, so continue to knit these 11 stitches. I got to the end of my short row. I'm gonna slip this one. Becomes very visible now. I'm just gonna slip, knit this one, so one from this, if you remember the 23 that we had initially, move that across, turn around again, slip 1, purl 11, so I'm gonna do 11 again, continue, and then at the end I'm gonna purl 2 together for a new decrease. Purl these 2 together and turn my work around once more. Getting a little bit confusing here with so many yarns. Now I'm swapping again for the colored one, so I'm gonna do the second row of flowers. Okay, again I will keep my white yarn attached because I will need it again. This one, slip the first stitch, knit 11, the same like we did on the previous row of flowers, knit 11, and I'm gonna do another decrease at the end of this short row. So I'll slip my last stitch. I've knitted 11, I slip my last one, knit one from this needle, and then pull this one across. Turn the work around. Now I'm gonna do exactly the same like I've done with the first row of flowers. So exactly the same I'm going to do now on the wrong side of the work, the wrapping around stitches, and then coming back on the front I'm gonna wrap around the long stitches, so I'll form the flowers, and then one more row of knit all. I have formed all my flowers. I thought I'm gonna come back and share with you the decreased. Slip 1, knit 1, and pull across. So my little flowers are formed. Now I'm going to turn around, slip 1, and I'm gonna knit across 11 stitches. I'm still working with the colored yarn, so I'm going across 11 stitches knitted. I have to be careful to pick up all the stitches, because sometimes they might clump together. And last purl 2 together, so we still continue with our decreases. even if we work in the colored yarn. Turn the work around, time to change the colors again. We'll revert to the white one. I can actually cut the color yarn now. I don't need it for this section. I finished with it for now. Can remain here, and I'm gonna pick up the white again and continue. Slip 1, knit 11. I'm just gonna pull this one a little bit to tension that last stitch that I was working with white, which has become a little bit loose in the meantime. So, knit 11, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Slip this last one, knit one from the left side needle and pull it across. Okay, turn around, slip 1, purl 11, and then at the end purl 2 together. We continue our short rows. We have finished with the little flowers, and now we're just working up on the top of the booty. So purled 11, this one is loose. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty booty, but you're gonna have quite few ends to hide at the end. So do I, but it's pretty, so it's worth the the hassle. Right, now I'm gonna continue on the front. Slip 1, again knit 11, knit my 11 stitches, slip this one, knit 1, pull this one across, turn around, slip the first one, purl across the 11 stitches. I'm going to continue like this until I have 14 stitches left on each side, which is another 2 rows. So I'll finish this one and I'll have one more set of back and forward. So purl across these ones. We have to work until we have 14 stitches remaining on each needle on the side of the booty. Purl 2 together, and that brings us to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So I'm going to turn around once more. I'm going to work across these ones, do a decrease here, and then return on the back and do a decrease here, and I'll meet you after. Completed my 2 short rows of back and forward, and I am back now. At this point we have finished working this part, and we should have, well, I have 14 stitches on this side, 13 stitches in the middle, and 14 stitches on the other side. Next I'm going to slip this one with the yarn in the back, knit 12 this time, no more decreases. I'm gonna knit these across, so I'm not doing decreases anymore. finished with that. We are happy, and I continue. I'm gonna need this one too, which was the one I was usually skipping. And now we're gonna finish off row number 17, and we're gonna get back to our row counting. So number 17, I still had these stitches remaining here to knit, so I'm gonna knit all of them to the end of the row. Completed row 17. Next is row number 18. After all this work on the short rows, we have now 41 stitches remaining on the needles. Now I'm gonna work with all the stitches, and I am working this part here, which is just simple stockinette stitch. So next, on the wrong side, row number 18, just slip the first one and purl across 39 stitches, and then knit the last one. So purl all the way, knit the last one. Completed my row. Next is row number 19, on the right side of the work. For rows number 19 and number 20, I'm just continuing the stockinette stitch, so for 2 more rows. I'm gonna knit all stitches on this row, and I'm gonna purl on the wrong side. Completed the 2 rows in stockinette stitch, which will bring me to number 21. So next is row number 21. For row number 21, I'm going to slip one, and then I'm going to knit one, purl one. I'm just introducing the rib stitch. This is what I have here, just simple ribbing, single ribbing. So 1 knit, 1 purl, knit 1, purl 1, just rib stitch. I have reached the end of my row. I've just purled 1, and I'm gonna knit the last 2. Now turning around, next will be row number 22. So for next, I'm going to work for next 12 rows. So 12 rows I'm going to work in the rib pattern. So just work every stitch the way it presents. The only difference is I'm always slipping the first one, so I'll get this pretty edge, which is gonna help me when I need to sew the booty together. So just slip the first one, and then work every stitch as it presents. Slip the first one and knit the last one. That's how I always do. And work like this for the next 12 rows. So we're gonna work these ribbing pattern rows. I have completed the 12 rows in the rib stitch pattern, and that was up to row number 33, and next will be row number 34. Row number 34, which is a wrong side row, but once we're gonna complete this booty, this is gonna become the front or the right side of the work, because it's going to be folded. It's like a folded edge. So for this one, row number 34, I'm reintroducing my colored yarn, and I'm going to knit all the stitches. First one is going to be a little bit loose, but I will take care of that at the end. So just knit across all the stitches. We're gonna make another set of flowers. So we finished with the rib pattern. I'm just knitting across all the stitches. Next row, number 35. I'm gonna make flowers again. So I'm gonna work the flower pattern again. Slip the first one. With the yarn behind my needle, I am going to pick up my stitch, but this time I'm gonna wrap the yarn around 3 times, not just 2 like I've done it previously. I've done smaller flowers here, now I want them slightly bigger. So I'm gonna wrap the yarn around 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And still the flower is gonna be formed with 3 stitches, but I'm gonna wrap the yarn around 3 times. So knit 1 and then start another one. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 times, and knit 1. I'm gonna continue the same until I reach the end of my row. So I'm gonna do 3 of these long stitches, yeah, when we're wrapping around, and then knit 1. We'll continue. Completed row number 35. Next is row number 36, when I'm going to actually form these little flowers. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I have on my channel a little tutorial just for this type of pattern, so if you're having any issues you can use that one. Excuse me. So with the yarn behind the needle, I'm just gonna slip these 3 long stitches, bring the yarn forward. It's exactly the same like we did previously here. Pull it again, wrap it around, bring it back again, and wrap it around, pull a little bit, and then knit 1, and continue the same with all of them. Completed my row and finish tying up all the flowers. Next is row number 37, and I am going to slip the first stitch and then knit across all the stitches. So just knit all of them. Next it's row number 38. I have finished the flowers. They don't look very well at the moment, but that will change once the pattern is complete. Now I'm gonna change back to white. So many changes of colors, but just to get the effect that I wanted. So I'm reverting back to white. That's why I did not cut the yarn, because I still need it. And I'm going to knit across all the stitches. Next row is row number 39. I'm going to slip the first stitch and then purl to the last stitch, which I'm going to knit. So purl all the way to the last and knit the last stitch. Completed my row. Next is row number 40 and the last row of this booty pattern. I'm just gonna tidy up these little flowers by just adjusting this one. We'll bring it more to the middle so they can be more visible, and now they look alright. Now they're quite pretty. Once the project is washed and blocked, they will have a different aspect. Okay, sometimes they need tidying up a little bit. Next is row number 40 and the last row, and I'm just gonna cast off all the stitches. I'm going to slip the first one, then knit 1 and pull this one across. This is how I'm going to cast off so I can have a nice edge. Knit 1, pull the previous one across, knit 1, careful not to skip this one, it's so easy to slip off from the working needle, and knit 1 and pull the other one across, and I'll continue like this until I finish the row. So I've completed the last row, and this is the little project completed. I'm just gonna cut off the yarn, and I'm gonna leave a generous tail so I can sew it across. I'm just gonna pull this through this loop just to tighten it up, and this is it. This is how it's going to look like this, and it just needs sewing across to here, and then I left a tail here so I can sew across the sole. I'm just gonna do that first of all, and here when sewing this one together on this part, I'm just gonna have to be a little bit careful because this is actually the front. When it's twisted around, that becomes the front, so I'm gonna try to sew it neat and hide these ends over this side, which will be the wrong side. Other than that, it's just a normal sewing. I have finished sewing this one together. I still need to hide few ends, but I just wanted to show you how it looks like. It has a good shape even without those inserts. It's holding the shape quite well. I'm just going to use one of these just to make it more visible. And this is it. I hope you like them. I find them very, very pretty. But of course I made them, so... And this was today's tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're gonna try them. Please remember to give me a like or subscribe to my channels just to support my work if you like any of my videos. Thank you very much, and see you for my next tutorial.